Well-hung Prusas, thermal runaway enders, guys winding filament in their underwear. All this and more, Meme Fix Friday, episode 52. It's the 1-year special. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and yes, I did not say that incorrectly. It is Meme Fail Friday, and that means we are going to be talking all about fixing failures, but they're just memes. We're going to have some ones with legitimate advice in here, don't worry, but hey, I'm not even going to put a glossary in this, so enjoy it, have fun, and you know what you won't enjoy? Our sponsor, 3D Musketeers. And it's because you all skip this shit anyways. But maybe we won't allow you to skip it. Who knows? I don't know. But a big thank you to 3D Musketeers for making these episodes possible. Yes, these are self-sponsored. Could appreciate your support, you know, if you wanted to help us out. Wink, wink. We make awesome stuff for people every single day of the week. And whether it's people all the way out in California, definitely didn't just come back from a crazy trip to California. Video on that coming soon. Make sure to get subscribed for that. Or maybe it's just something small here locally. We handle jobs big or small to help you make awesome every single day. We do have a Patreon where you can support us with a couple of bucks if you think we're worth it. If you don't, that's totally fine too. Leave a comment and let me know that I suck. But, you know, like and subscribe if you think we earned it. But hey, any amount of actually working with the algorithm helps me out, so I'll take whatever I can get. But you know what I won't take? Going right into the fails. Let's talk about them. Just damn it. Look, we've all been here before, but I know how to solve this one for you. It's pretty easy. Go get yourself some super glue. Put some super glue on the wire and stick it back on the heater. It'll be fine. Don't worry about the fact it's going to short things out. Don't worry about it's probably going to destroy your motherboard. It's fine. You don't need any of that stuff. And you know, honestly, this is just the wireless heater function, so it's probably fine. I wouldn't even worry about it. But in all seriousness, this is why we tell people when they do nozzle changes to make sure, one, you do it when it's hot, but two, have the hot end really well held. So when you do go to torque things down, you don't rip out wires for some reason. And apparently the printer worked for a while, about 2 years before the wire ended up snapping. So, hey, maybe got an over-the-air update for your wireless heating. It's fine. I bought me an Ender 3 S1, and when I turn it on, it starts heating up right away, and it doesn't stop till I turn it off. Put it in a cold room. Yeah, let it heat up the room. It'll be fine. Don't worry about the potential fire hazard from thermal runaway. It's fine. But what should you actually do? Return it. Send it back. Call Creality. I don't know. Your printer has a short in it and is not going to thermal runaway. That's kind of a problem. Don't keep it. Things like this are not the norm for printers, even Creality printers, which objectively, in my opinion, way worse than most other printers. And this is even bad for Creality, especially on the S1, which is one of their higher end, maybe, machines. If you have an issue like that, contact whoever you bought it from and get that thing out of your home quickly, because fire hazards at 451%. This one is from Aaron. He's in our Discord. He was printing up this piece from Wexter. This is the Joker bust that we actually did recently in a time lapse. And for some reason, he has an issue with his first layer. Why? I don't know, because it looks like Abe Lincoln from this side, if you ask me. But realistically, this one is from likely having too large of a first layer. Back that down to 0.2 and it will work just fine. We had nothing like this on ours, so I don't know. Maybe the Joker's playing a joke on you. This next one, we're gonna put a card so you guys can skip it if you want. It involves an individual in their underwear. So if you want to skip it, you've been warned. This is from TikTok from this guy, who's, as far as I can tell, one of the higher ups, if not the owner of GST3D. There is audio in it. It's terrible and completely useless, so we're not going to listen to it. I will have to listen to it to show you guys the video. You're welcome. But as we can see, this individual here is in some boxer briefs on what appears to be a filament spooler. And I don't know about you, But I think the proper thing here to say is instructions unclear. Dick stuck in spooler. Don't fucking do this. And I get it, right? It's hot in warehouses. I'm not, gonna be the guy who's like, hey, be uncomfortably sweaty. I'm not Jeff Bezos, okay? But I'm also not stupid enough to put this on video. Why the hell would you put this on video and think it's in any way, shape, or form fucking reasonable for you to post this online to followers? Because all the other things for him is about showing off GST. I struggle to understand how that first video is in any way relevant to anything else here. It is unprofessional, and it only serves to continue to destroy GST's reputation in my mind. In fact, they went under for a little bit because they're having issues with supply. Who knew? Like, guys, get your shit together. This is a really bad look, and I don't like it. This is a much better video of what I would like to see from your content. But it's a minute and 46 seconds long. Jeez, man. You can go faster than this. Seriously. Water baths for filament is normal, but that is wet filament. They're showing us the back part. No one gives a shit about this. This is unprofessional. This is expected. Now, there were some posts that we found on Facebook of them talking about the supply chain issues, the fact they didn't have any material to sell to people, so they just stopped selling material in most of their areas, and they accepted that that was fine. Here's maybe something to do. Not be the cheapest fucking guy on the block, all right? I hate the fact that this is still a suicidal race to the bottom. I have had more problems with printers that come in because they use GST filament than any other machines that I've dealt with. And don't get me wrong, they were also enders, so maybe that's a correlation doesn't equal causation thing. But I've also had GST filament in here that read as low as 1.64 and as high as well over 2 millimeters, which is, okay, a little bit unreasonable. Well, there went my weekend plans. Wet filament, I see. So you went for the ultra wet package, which some people pay extra for in the adult industry, but hey, with 3D printing, you just gotta overheat it and cause your spool to melt in your oven. Spoiler alert, for those that don't know, your oven, really bad at holding temperature. Don't put your filament in your oven. It looks like they basically set it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and just walked away. Because that is not 170. And even if it was 170, that is still pretty hot for PETG. But here's where it gets better. The mother-in-law said you were baking something in the oven, but you had the temperature too low, so I turned it up to 350 for you. It's done, but it looks like you forgot to add the yeast, she explained. I love this because that is a pro-level troll without even knowing that's a pro-level troll. So when in doubt, make sure add a little yeast to it. Probably won't hurt the prints. I just love how wet this filament is. That's some wet ass filament. I'm talking melted in an oven. That is some wet. If you're doing something that requires lower temperatures, put a note on the oven. Don't just assume everybody else knows what you're doing. It is kind of funny how it basically fell perfectly straight down though. I feel heard. Painting 3D prints, buying 1 kilo of exact right color filament for 1 print and then never using it again. And not only do I feel heard, I believe Courtney from Filament Stories, previous podcast guest, also feels heard and called out. But hey, she turned it into a business, so I'm down. Yeah, 9.4 thousand upvotes, 280 comments, buying the same overpriced PLA time and time again just because you want consistency. Honestly, that's just good practice in my opinion. This is a proper meme, and I like it. More of these, please. How to get rid of support dimples. You can use Botox to fill it. You can look at just accepting the fact that some people find dimples sexy. Or, I don't know, give up and throw the part across the room. Or you can go with E, none of the above, and realize that you don't have anywhere near enough supports. Your support contact patch is way too large, and you should never print with a flat surface directly near a build plate like that. You want it to be slightly tilted, not just in one axis, but both axes. That way you reduce the cross-sectional area that the printer has to expose at any one time. But it does appear that you have some real bad support settings here, so just be careful with that. The base plate wasn't tight as it should and got slanted. Print seems to be straight though. Should I be worried? I mean, if you don't want your prints fully straight, no, but it's 2022. If things aren't fully straight, it's acceptable in my book. I'm fine. It don't matter to me. But I've had this happen. It sucks. But I think the real culprit here, and something that we need to talk about, is that they're still using the stock USB stick. Do not keep using the stock USB stick that came with your printers. That is a great way to have your printers fail randomly, because stock USB sticks are absolute and utter garbage. Don't do it. Please. It's garbage. I've done this, so I understand. But don't you think you would have at least noticed this just a little bit earlier? Maybe, just maybe, especially with resin printers, don't leave them unattended. Please, just run them when you're around. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't find yourself in this dumbass situation. Now, if it has already figured out what it wants level to be, most likely it's probably not going to get any worse. And you're this far already, let it ride. I just keep sending it. You got nothing to lose other than resin, time, and your sanity. But I presume you have very little of all of those things at this point. This one comes courtesy of the Maker Deck Discord from Ice Chess, who tagged me directly and said, give me your worst. So, okay. Your benchy fucking sucks. You should feel bad. It's bad and you should feel bad. This was apparently a speedboat-based benchy. Your speedboat looks like shit. And not only will this not float, because benchy boats don't float, this one is really just not structurally sound. I'm looking at that and I'm wholeheartedly expecting it to fall over. Like, this support is not even attached to where it needs to be. What are you doing? What are these? Why would someone look at this and say, oh, it looks fine to me? I'm doing a speedboat race. Just so much no. But apparently this is running out of flow, cooling, and motion system headroom for an Ender 3, and this took 15 minutes to do. I'm gonna refer you back to our video about the CHT nozzles and how, even with a CHT, an 11-minute benchy does not look all that great. It looks better than you expect, but it doesn't look all that great. If you're trying to run a 0.4 nozzle and try to get a 15-minute benchy, you are out of your bloody mind, because there's no way that's going to work. Ever. Unless you turn the temps up to like 350 C and just send it. And instead of dealing with issues with getting your filament hot, you just heat the ever-loving hell out of it and just hope that as you're pushing it through, it gets hot enough. Anyways, thanks for the piece. You know what you did wrong. You know you really pushed the limits of it. So this is all to be expected. And it worked perfectly because it's a meme episode this week. Thanks. I don't know where to start with this. Any tips? How about not leaving your printer unattended, not checking it ever with even something as small as a webcam, and don't print with cheese? We actually have people that have printed in cheese before, and it is objectively hilarious. We'll link to the video in the description down below so you guys can see it. But suffice to say, the individual really starts to hate themselves after working a lot with trying to get easy cheese as a printed material. And a buddy of mine, Matt Stoltz, is known for doing this too. I don't believe those are his videos, but I know he's done it himself. His easy cheese is a spray can. Don't get cheese in a spray can. But how do you stop this? Actually, my meme advice is pretty good advice. Don't print unattended. And if you need to print unattended, make sure that you have some sort of webcam with a way to remotely cut power to the printer or be able to remotely stop printing. This is a real disaster of a part to deal with. Nobody likes doing it. They all suck, and there's no good way to get this off for Prusa. What you first have to do is make sure that you can get apart your extruder. And if you can't, honestly, sell me the Prusa for $100 and I'll make a video on it, because that's really about the last bit of advice I can give there. This blows. I understand their pain. There's nothing more that I can do there. Sometimes it just is what it is. So enjoy your modern art. Put it up on a pedestal because that's where it belongs. But honestly, watch your first layers minimally, use a wise cam and some smart plugs, and you'll be just fine. Seriously, that's really all that you need if you're gonna print unattended. You'll be fine. Hope you guys enjoyed this meme-ish episode. I like making fun of stuff every now and then, but I don't want to do it too often. Of course, the next one, as all of you would know, is number 69 because, well, it's just nice. and I would love to get your fails, not only for regular episodes, but upcoming meme episodes. And if you do want to join our Patreon, we will post stuff like this all the time, so come over and hang out in our Discord at the $10 tier or higher, so you can come and become not only a poster, but one of the elite Musketeers as well. Comment below and let me know what you think of these meme episodes. They're fun for me to make. I know they're not all that valuable in terms of useful content, but hey, it can always be fun. That's all I have for you guys today. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And as always, keep making awesome. Have a good one. Some good life advice from a buddy of mine, AVE. Safety squints, 2 condoms, and mother on speed dial. You'll be just fine. She'll kiss those boo-boos, no problem. You'll keep all the glass shards out of your eyes. And hey, if one condom's 95% effective, the second one must add at least another 95%. Right? Right. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video, and a massive thank you goes out to all of our Patreon and YouTube channel member supporters whose names are listed right next to me at the $5 tier and higher. Don't forget, this is the second week of the month, and still great times to go and support the creators that you love the most, whether it's us or others. Go kick up a couple of bucks. It helps out immensely to making these videos possible every single week. Right below me will be the entire Print Fix Friday series, and next to that, I don't know, it'll be a video, probably. Maybe you should click it. I think you should. Who knows? I don't. I'll see you in those comments. We're going to be having some fun down there. And the next one. Take care.